Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Learning to Live. It's Dustin with Ilias, my son who always makes me proud, aka Silver PC.
The king is back in town.
Team. There we go. Back again.
Let's go.
So, welcome today. Today we have a topic that is very important, I think, especially with COVID going on and everybody stuck at home. Everybody logged in lots of electronic hours. We're going to talk about cyberbullying and kind of the dangers and benefits, but also what to be aware of as far as social media outlets go, and just how to identify what's going on in your child's life. And I have my expert here.
Expert is on the field. We're here.
Exactly. So we're going to start out talking today about the benefits, because I don't think anybody doubts social media can be an amazing, amazing tool.
Absolutely. Social media is like really huge for, really anybody. Like you could be like an American teenager, you can be like an adult in Russia, and like you're going to get like the same amount of engagement from social media, which is amazing.
In real time, most of the time.
In real time, yeah. Social media works at where you can communicate with like anybody that you want to, and like become friends and like form communities with like-minded folks, or like people that you just want to hang out with, like want to reconnect from like school, for example, or you moved away. Or maybe you can form communities based off of like hobbies that you guys share. Like I'm personally in gaming communities online, surrounding like Smash Brothers and stuff like that. Like I'm pretty big in there.
He's a big guy. Silver PC, makes a little cash.
Yes, sir. Yes,
playing video games, talking about the video games. So it can be an amazing tool.
Absolutely. And it can also work as like an information highway as well. Like you can gain everything like that. Back in like your old dinosaur Jurassic era or whatever, like you guys would take like 10,000 years to get information like a rumor.
Remember Encyclopedia Britannica? I'm dating myself, but that's how I got information. And the copy at our school was from the 70s, so most of the information was like,
might as well be like
the president's Carter. I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know. You might be out of date by a little bit, but like it might as well be like carrier pigeons compared to like now.
Pretty close, yeah.
Because like you get stuff like that, it could be like anything that you think of. Like it could be like information about like, oh, the next movie. Let me check out the next like Fast and Furious. What's happening with that movie? Or maybe check out, okay, what's happening with COVID? Is it affecting my area? Or is there a little drama happening in my like community and like my friend circle? You get that like stuff like that, which is like really good for when you're trying to be informed. And even like especially nowadays with COVID, it's very huge to be informed on what's happening.
Very helpful about what's going on, precautions to take, which have changed throughout the time periods, and just being aware. So social media can be just a great tool.
Absolutely.
But like any tool, it comes with positives and it comes with negatives.
Absolutely.
So now we're going to talk a little bit about the harms, like what can go on, especially from as a parent. This is geared. You're the expert teaching us. Help me, help you, exactly. That sort of thing.
Let us do the talking.
Yes, let us do the talking. Exactly. But tell us as parents, like, what are the harms? What do we have to worry about as far as cyberbullying and social media with our children?
Social media is it's a double-edged sword, because we were just talking about how great it is. You get to form communities, you get to do all this cool stuff, you get information like that. But it can also be like those positives could also be spun to be negatives,
So kind of like their strength, its strength is also its weaknesses, correct?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Just like the human beings, really.
True.
But like it's a double-edged sword in terms of like, say we brought up the information highway, like you get stuff like that. You get information like that, but that can also be a bad thing, because you could be getting misinformation and you're getting it like that. And you don't really have time to process it because you're getting like that, and then you're getting the next bit of information on the subject like that. And your mind kind of has like a highway crash going on, because you don't know what to believe, and you have like all these contradicting feelings. And that can really come into play with, for example, cyberbullying, because you get information like that. You get like, so-and-so is like a jerk, and they did such and such, like they did bad stuff. And you can't really think about, is this a bad thing? Or like, is this really real? Like, do I have the proof to back this up? And then you can get swarmed up in the mob mentality that also surrounds like the communities and you don't really want to get kicked out of those communities.
So, and let the dinosaur speak here for a
Go for it,
sec,
go for it.
because there's probably some other dinosaurs out there who could use this information. Back in the day, we had Newsweek, we had CNN. Okay, I didn't even really have the internet when I was in school, you know.
AOL.
So you had to wait for all this information, and it came from pretty filtered, you know, sources.
Absolutely.
Where now it's coming from everywhere.
Mhm.
And on top of that, the cyberbullying he's talking about is we were under peer pressure from our peers that we could physically see and that sort of thing. And you guys remember that was tough too. Getting us to conform to maybe some ideas and things to be cool that we would have not normally. But now our children are getting bombarded by this information from a million different directions, and there's a huge fear of being rejected in the social media or cyber society. And it becomes bullying, which has real results. Your reputation on social media is now entangled with you.
Absolutely. And like sites like Twitter and LinkedIn, they tie you almost to your occupation. And so if it's a really damaging claim going against you, then, and especially if it's misinformation, that can damage your career and your real life being. It's very scary. And this is perpetuated, as I mentioned, like by mob mentalities and like communities that like can turn against you. And which mob mentality is really scary for like kids and stuff, because you don't want to like get left out by your peers online.
Similar to the way it was with the cliques and the cool groups when I was in school. This is the way it is as online, and you're being bombarded by people from internationally.
Absolutely.
You could get bullied, and not only that, this is what we need to be aware of, parents, is we don't know what age these people are. There's people probably interacting with our kids that shouldn't be.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, we don't know what age they are, what ideologies they're coming from, what perspectives. And our kids don't want to be rejected in this mass ball of information that's being pushed at them.
Absolutely. And you were talking about like people all around the world, like internationally, and they can carry all these types of like ideologies, like some being harmful, you know?
Yeah.
And that's another potentially bad thing about social media. Everyone really has a voice, which is sad that that's a bad thing about social media, because that's kind of the point. You know, you could say it's a good thing. Like everyone has a voice, kind of like us. Let us do the talking. Social media lets everyone do the talking, right? But maybe some people shouldn't do the talking, you know?
Exactly.
Because they carry like harmful ideologies, or maybe they're talking to the wrong people. At like maybe it could be like a 6-year-old talking to like a 14-year-old. That shouldn't be happening. Like, and that's like a very harmful thing about social media and in general. And that's why parents need to be aware of what's happening.
And exactly. And that's what the whole point of this video is. It's why I brought the expert in.
On the field, want to know? Happy to be back.
What do we do, bud?
That's
as parents, what do we do? How do we protect our children? How do we support our children? How do we encourage our children? Because like with you, the social media has been a great benefit for you.
Absolutely.
You know, how do we protect our kids?
Right now with social media, especially like whether I just had lumped in like house, like nobody's gonna be leaving for a while, really.
Yeah.
You have to be very much involved with like what your kid is doing. You have to be like aware, and you have to be educated about the topics that they're kind of involved in. Like you can get a little bit of a pickup from like conversations that you have like offhand with your kid. But you have to make sure that these conversations that you're having with your kid about like social media or the communities that they're in, they have to be engaging rather than antagonistic.
Wow, this guy. Engaging rather than antagonistic. That is a perfect way to put it, son.
Because like if you're like you're just like, oh, what are you doing? You shouldn't be in the sites. Like what the heck are you doing? Like get out of there. Like
so what are they gonna do?
Like,
what's the natural thing to do?
They're gonna put up a wall. They're gonna be defensive. Like they're like, oh, okay, and then they're gonna go like pretty much right back to what they're doing, but they're gonna hide it from you more often than not. You know?
So I think as parents, what we need to do, like Ilya said, is engage our kids. Be curious. Have them teach us, show us what's going on. Have it become a collaboration. so they're not afraid. So they don't click all the screens off when we walk in the room.
Exactly,
So
like-
they can say, hey, look at my Instagram, or look at my, Snapchat, or, and kids are kids. They deserve their privacy within safety.
Mhm.
But the more you engage your children, from what I'm understanding,
Yeah.
and engage them in a positive way, not in an authoritarian way where they feel like they're being punished, but
Yeah.
more that we really care about them and we want to know, hey, what's going on in your world?
Mhm.
And can you let me into that world?
Absolutely.
And it's a cool world.
It's
Yeah,
actually my, like,
it's
I'm one of
a
the
very
coolest
cool
communities.
world.
Yeah, exactly. Like, because if you're like breathing down their necks, like, oh, you shouldn't be there, like, they're gonna feel like, oh, I can't do anything, or like, oh, I gotta hide everything, like, because kids are sneaky. Like, I'll tell you from experience, kids are sneaky, man. We can like there's incognito tabs that you can do to like hide what you're doing. You can click away really fast because let's be real, kids have like really good like hand-eye coordination.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, they're quick and they have computer skills, and we're a
You're
large
dinosaurs.
majority of, yes, our dinosaurs.
Mhm.
We're illiterate. Even even people that are in IT, I know, don't know all the social media gadgets and options that are out there.
Yeah.
So engage them. Talk to your child.
Please.
Interact with your
Please
child.
do.
And most importantly, learn from your child.
Absolutely.
Ilias has taught me so much. He's such an amazing kid, and about Twitch and Twitter and all sorts of things about social media and how I can learn from it, how I can use it. I mean, LinkedIn's a huge tool for me.
Absolutely.
YouTube, I mean,
Yeah.
this has been great.
This has been amazing. Yeah.
And use it as a way to grow together and to benefit from each other, and at the same time protect your child.
Absolutely. Also,
And I think you really, if one thing can really be remembered, I think what you said about engagement rather than
antagonistic. Yeah.
antagonism.
Mhm. That's
Yeah.
the major key.
Yeah. So just kind of summing it up, what are the best steps a parent can do to protect their kid from cyberbullying and social media negatives?
Well, so as we were talking about, social media is a double-edged sword, and as parents, you have to like recognize that as such. You have to see, okay, there's benefits to this, and these are reasons why my kid should be there. But you should also recognize the dangers of it and like how you could help. You could also start engaging conversations with them, be a part of their world. Like be a part of get into their community. Like you can research it, like you researched into Smash Brothers
Yeah,
and Twitch and
yeah.
Twitter, like, which is awesome that like we have that relationship.
Yeah.
And that like that should be like replicated, I think,
Yeah, and I hope, I'm speaking as a father, but I think engaging in that portion has made you more open to saying, hey, Dad, maybe you would like to learn this, or
Mhm.
check this out, or hey, I can do this.
Like I got you into Smash a little bit.
Yeah, no, I started playing Smash and it was a lot of fun, and I started learning about this Twitch stuff and commentary and what are the things called where you the communities, like, what do you call that, where they he has a Twitch community, what's it called?
Crew?
Yeah, not the crew, but like, what do you call your when you go on your like where they log the interactions and you talk to each other? You say, I go on to my Smash forum. Is it forum?
It would be like a forum or like a live journal almost. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
What is that called? When you go and you talk to everybody, you say the Smash, there's a word for it. Like you have the Minnesota and the Wisconsin. What are they called?
Discords?
Discord. That's what I'm talking about. I knew
Yeah.
it was there somewhere. The Discords.
Yeah, Discords are cool. Like Discord servers are also really good for communities, but it's also, you have to bring it up, Discords also have their detriments because
There can be Discord in Discord.
I was scared you were gonna bring up that pun, bro. I was so scared. But yeah. But yeah, Discords are also really good, and like you've learned a lot from Discord and like Twitter and like YouTube. And hey, speaking of YouTube, thank you guys for the support that you've been giving us in the past like month and a couple weeks that we've been doing this.
Yeah, our subscribers have tripled, so we appreciate you guys so much. Continue to let us know how we can help you. What topics you would like us to discuss, or me and Rashida to discuss, or Rashida and Ilias to discuss.
Yeah.
Like, we're an open book.
Mhm.
We know that we're doing our best to provide quality information and support to you guys. So like I said before, one of my favorite lines, help us, help you,
Mhm.
that is it's a great privilege. It's a great honor. We thank you guys for moving us up in subscribers
Thank you.
and very helpful information
Absolutely. From
to protect, yes, from Ilias.
Yeah, that's-
So to protect your child, protect your family, and to learn.
Yeah.
Open that world. Open that world.
Absolutely. You have to be a part of that world, you know?
Exactly. So thanks for tuning in. So as I always say, be strong, be brave, be courageous. Please hit subscribe. We appreciate you guys. Have a great one.
Catch you later.